Good morning students and welcome to our YouTube channel Grand Manjari Modern School. In the previous video we are just going through the chapter number 7, that is natural disaster and calamities. Okay. So in that we have, in the previous video we have seen about the earthquake, we have just revised that, and then after we have just moved towards the tsunami, volcanic eruption, cyclones, and this all things we have seen. Now we have just reached to the flood. So first of all, what is flood? Let us try. Flood. So here the flood, we have seen about the flood when there is a heavy amount of rainfall and from which the water just come out of the dams, rivers, lakes, and this all things, then it just can be cause the flood. Okay students, so flood is what the in the some of the region the water just comes, and that is known as the flood. Then after, when there is a breakage or leakage of the dam, when the dam breaks, okay, then also the flood comes. And also we have seen in the Uttarakhand, there in before some days there was a glacier, the melting of the glacier. Due to that, there is lots of the thing has been destroyed over there. Then after, apart from cyclonic flood in the coastal area, flood occurs annually in North India. Rivers in North India get watered from melting snow in the Himalayas. During the monsoon, heavy rains on the mountains and plain flood the river, causing them to overflow. These floods destroy homes and crops. So this is due to the flood is caused due to the overflow of the water in some of the dams, some of the rivers, and that all. Due to the overflow of the water, the flood is caused. And here it is also given an example, that is in 2013, heavy rains in Uttarakhand flooded the Kedarnath valley and 80,000 people were stranded. Thousands of pilgrimage has to be airlifted. So here we have seen the Kedarnath. In the 2013, we have seen that 80,000 people were damaged, and some of the pilgrimage, which who are just going for the pilgrimage, has to be just airlifted from that. Okay, so this is about the flood. Then after, moving towards the drought. So what is drought first of all? Drought, that is, monsoon in India are irregular. So monsoons in India are irregular, means there is not a specific time of the monsoon, and in some monsoon it rains also, in some of the year there is no rain. So in India the monsoon is irregular. Okay students, then after, one year there may be heavy rain or there may be no rain in place of 3 or 4 years. The earth gets pressed and cracks, lakes and tanks dry up, well water goes down, there is shortage of even drinking water, crops dry up, and the price of food goes up. Poor people dies as they cannot buy the food. So drought means that if there is no rain, there the soils and the many things just get dry and dry due to the rain. Due to there is no rain, so what happens? The drought is occurred. Then after, the government identify district where there is a drought. Arrangements are made for the food and water to be distributed. The central government has food stock in reserve, buffer stocks as they are called, for emergencies such as this. Water tankers are used to deliver water. So if there is drought, what the government will do? They have a specific thing, a special reservatory, for which when there is a drought, then that will be given to the place where there is a drought. If I just give an example, in the area of Gujarat, in some of the cities near the some of the cities there are some villages, in villages there is drought, then the central government or the state government just help that village and give some of the food, some of the water tankers over there, so that they can eat and drink the water, eat the food and drink the water. Okay, so in drought these kind of things are helped by the government. Then after, we cannot store up food or water, but to be prepared for emergencies, we have a first aid box with essential medicines, a torch and soap on handy. We may have to leave the house in a hurry due to an earthquake approaching, tsunami or flood. So in drought, what we can, how we know that there is a drought or not? So if there is a hurricane, tsunami, earthquake, then we should have a first aid kit box. Okay, medical kit, that is first aid box. So what happens if there is this all things, then we can just store that, but foods and waters we can't store for more days. So what the government do, they supplies from the different states where there is no drought. Okay students, and here we have just completed this chapter. So let us revise whole chapter at once. So first of all, what we have seen, first of all we have seen about the earthquake. So what is earthquake? When two plates just collide with each other to form an earthquake. So there are lots of earthquake are there in a day, but we can't feel that because there is no more movement. There is a minor attack of the earthquake. There is not more collision of the two plates, and if there is a major earthquake, then what happens? It just have a major effect on the place where there is an earthquake. Then after, we have seen the what? Cyclones, I think. Yes, then after we have seen not cyclone, it is tsunami. So how the tsunami is there? Tsunami, if I just talk about the tsunami, it is an earthquake inside the sea. When there is some of the when the two plates collide each other in the sea area, then the waves are just high height waves are formed. Due to that, the tsunami is caused, and it can reach up to the 30 meter. Their waves can be formed up to the 30 meter, and it can also just take away the ship and all the things which is there near in the nearby area. And in the tsunami, what the government do, they just take all the coastal area people to the safer side, so that they will not affect the tsunami. Okay, then after, it is volcanic eruption. So what is volcanic eruption? We have seen the volcano just comes up, but it is the volcano just walks very slow. So it can be cured, but when there is a blast of the volcanic eruption, then what is to be done? It can just bury some of the area which is near to it. Okay, then after, it is cyclone. So cyclone is what? In the monsoon, the heavy rainfall with heavy winds, a cyclone is formed. Okay students, see here I am just reading about it. In previous video we have seen that is, cyclones are strong winds accompanied by the heavy rains. They are common in the coastal areas of Odisha, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, in India and in Bangladesh. Cyclones damages houses, blow away thatches, herds, destroys standing crops and causes flood. Then after, cyclones are caused when there is low pressure area over the sea and strong winds start blowing. The winds travel at a speed of 120 km per hour. Okay, so this is about the cyclone. And then after, we have seen about the flood. Okay students, so in the flood, we have seen that when there is an overflow of water in the rivers, then the flood is occurred. Yes or not student? Yes, the flood is occurred. And the last one, that is drought. In that there is an rain or a heavy rain. Okay, there are two types of drought. First green and another one is dry. Okay, so what happens in dry? There is no rain. In green there is more and more rain. Okay, Now here we have just completed the chapter. Okay, now here we are just moving towards the exercise. So in the exercise answers, let us see that. First one, it is given, that is what? That is MCQ. So in the exercise, question number 1, that is MCQ. So from that, the first one, that is, when two plates collide, it might result in dash. When two plates collide with each other, then there is an earthquake. So in the MCQ number A, there will be 1, that is an earthquake. Okay. Second one, that is building shake and topple during dash. Building shakes and topple during dash, and it is also an earthquake. In the P, that is also the second one, that is an earthquake. Okay. Third one, dash are common in coastal areas of Odisha, Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu. That is, here we have just read over here only. That is on the page number 207. Yes, it is. You can see cyclones are strong winds accompanied by the heavy rains are common in the coastal area Odisha, Andhra Pradesh. So that is cyclones. In the sea, that is cyclones. Then after moving towards fourth one, that is flood causes dash disease. Flood causes, here you can see the flood page number 208. Here you can see that it is written that it just causes the waterborne diseases. Flood causes waterborne diseases. So D, that is first one, waterborne diseases. Okay, then after moving further, that is, there is a scarcity of water during dash, volcanic eruption, drought or a cyclone. So in that it will also be E, that is drought. Second one, that is. Okay students, so please write down the answers of this. I am just giving you 1 minute for it. You just write down the answer. Okay, so here the question number 2, that is fill in the blanks. So in that you can see dash and dash are natural disasters. So here we can write, there are given only two, but you can write any of this. That is, I am writing over here the first one, that is earthquake. Second one, tsunamis. Third one, that is cyclone. Drought. And also volcanic eruption. But from this 4 or 5 you can write any of the, your answer will be right only. Then after second one, that is, 2 several earthquake in India have been at dash. So first, that is in the Latur, in the Maharashtra, okay, and the second one, that is in the Bhuj, that is at the Gujarat. Okay, so these are the 2 several earthquake in India. Okay, that is Latur in the Maharashtra, and second one, that is Bhuj in the Gujarat. Third one, that is C, deep inside the earth, rocks are in a dash or dash state, that is molten or semi-solid state, molten or semi-solid state. Then after D, that is dash, is a Japanese word meaning heavy wave. So that is D, that is tsunami. Then after E, cyclones rotate dash in the northern hemisphere. It rotates in the E. It rotates anti-clockwise. Okay, it rotates anti-clockwise. So here we have just completed our chapter. Okay, students. Here we have just completed a chapter. You just please write down the answers, and here completed chapter. From next video we will revise one chapter day in every video. Okay, students, so please just write down the answers, and in your homework what you just do is revise the chapter number 1. Okay, students, so here we just there is in this video is short. Okay, why? Because we have just completed this chapter and you just write down the answer, and there is no homework today because we have just completed the chapter. In your homework you just read the chapter number 1. We will do revision of that in the next video. Okay, students, bye.